Welcome back to SoccerX TV. Today I'm joined by Mike, Cristian, and Brad from LaBella Associates. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on SoccerX TV.
Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you.
So I think LaBella Associates provides a wide range of services across industries. Can you tell us more about LaBella Associates?
Yes, let me do that introduction. First of all, let me introduce Brad Bartholomew, who's our National Director of Design, Cristian Petschen, who runs our public venues group, and I run our sports and entertainment practice. And the three of us work very closely on all soccer-related projects. But to introduce LaBella, I really need to go back 3 years. 3 years ago, Brad and I were designing soccer stadiums while running ODELL Associates Architects. And we decided 3 years ago to have a business combination with LaBella Associates. And that combination resulted in ODELL expanding through the combination from 3 offices to 36 offices just in the US, plus offices in the United Kingdom and Spain. That also increased our capacity from 50 people to almost 2,000 people. And part of that business combination also resulted in dramatically expanded services. So not just architecture, but we kind of joke that we can design anything from a building or a soccer stadium to an entire city. And that's the absolute truth. We have architects, engineers, we have site designers, infrastructure designers, environmentalists, even program managers that can manage the entire process. But we're really organized around individual market sectors. And our sports and entertainment market sector has the background, the capacity, and the experience to design really any size stadium, any size project, really anywhere in the world. And that is the focus in our sports and entertainment practice, which is primarily organized around soccer and related facilities. But because we are multidisciplinary and we have other market sectors, we have specialists in retail and dining and hospitality and multifamily and commercial development. So when we have these larger sports anchored mixed use developments, we can bring in those specialists also as part of our team to have a really comprehensive team to design these larger developments. But really it comes down to our focus is we really try to be sensitive to local communities and to local cultures, because in the end, it's all about the individual needs of that client.
That sounds amazing. And taking the community's needs, sustainability would be a big part of that. Sustainability is critical in modern stadium design. How does LaBella ensure sustainable practices are incorporated into football stadium projects?
So sustainability for us is really an integral part of the design process, literally from start to finish. And I think for a lot of people, when they think about sustainability, they probably focus in on the technology aspect, things, building technologies, energy efficiency, renewable energy like PV panels, water conservation, and so forth. And we do have many projects. That's a big part of what we do. We have stadiums that have PV panels on the roof system, for example, that we're doing right now. But we actually take an even deeper dive, I would say, and really think about the sustainability from the aspect of our client and how this sort of investment in this facility is something that they need to help sustain their operation and sort of how they work their business. And so we dive in even deeper, I would say, and really try to think about not just kind of the solutions that maybe are there today, but what could even happen well into the future. So we're really trying to future-proof our buildings. We're thinking about how we can, design a facility that almost has a life of its own, in the sense that we design it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the road. As need be, we can kind of scale that back, or at least have a roadmap, that goes well beyond into the future. But the idea is that we're not just designing it for kind of what the solutions might be today and the needs are today, but we're already thinking about things that could happen in the future. So there's that, malleability to the project. We also look at systems and ways to kind of meet some of the financial goals, for example. We do a lot of exploration into modular building systems. So, ways that we can sort of cut down on the speed to market, be more cost effective by using some of those technologies. Really just that's one example of how we do it, but there's a number of things that we want to sort of consider, to kind of help these make more financial sense, but also, in essence, make them more sustainable in the long term. One other thing that I think we're doing a lot more of now, and it aligns so well with soccer and football culture, is really this idea of adaptive reuse. What's so cool about that is in many of these communities, you kind of have these existing buildings that, they kind of reflect and are the essence of the community itself. It has this wonderful kind of idea about the history that sort of made the place. And in many cases, though they were once proud and beautiful, they're maybe not in their best shape now. And so what's really cool is that it becomes a story of restoration. At the same time, it's kind of reflecting that community that it's a part of. So we're doing stadiums now that literally will take portions of existing buildings and form key aspects of the stadium itself. And we're sort of inserting the new into the old and sort of juxtaposing kind of that future progress with that proud history that so well reflects the community. And in that way, I don't think there's anything you can do that's more sustainable really than saving those old buildings, both from the sense of kind of reusing something that's already there, but also in really celebrating the proud history in the community that we know these facilities are so much a part of.
And taking what Mike said and taking that whole, you could build a stadium or you could build a city, LaBella emphasizes partnerships in all their client relationships. Can you elaborate more on how this client-centered approach has shaped the company's growth since its inception?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Our motto is powered by partnerships. And we take that seriously because our client partnerships really are the core to our success. And that success, of course, is part of our growth strategy. Obviously, having successful projects and great client relationships leads to growth. And we do that really we really try to understand our client's vision and our client's business. In fact, we pride ourselves in the sports world and understanding the business of sports. When you design a stadium, the stadium is really a vehicle for our clients, for the team owners to drive revenues for the team to support the operations. It drives fan engagement, and it certainly drives the athletic accomplishments on the field. So understanding the business of sports and how we understand our clients' needs and help make our clients more successful, both in the field and through their venues, is a way that we drive our business, because when we help make our clients successful, obviously that makes us successful and leads to further work and growth.
And what innovative solutions has LaBella developed to meet its challenges?
Glad you asked that, Kayla. At our firm, collaboration across the different disciplines, like Brad mentioned, is actually key to our most innovative ideas. One area that we're really proud of is our sports-anchored mixed-use district development. We've kind of led the way in designing spaces where stadiums are integrated into hotels and retail and residential areas and public spaces, with the experiences seamlessly flowing from one to the other. These projects not only elevate the fan experience, but they create year-round destinations that drive revenue for our clients. Recently, one of the things that we've focused a lot on is modular stadium design. With the rising construction costs, a lot of teams struggle to build facilities that meet their needs while still having a really cool experience for their fans. So modular design helps create, cost-effective, flexible stadiums that don't sacrifice the quality or the fan experience. Now, while technology is really important, it's really that careful design approach and R&D process we do that really makes these solutions work.
With football becoming a global industry, how does LaBella foster partnerships with teams and organizations to develop tailored solutions for their infrastructure needs?
Well, we've already talked, I think, a couple times in some of our responses about how important partnership is to us, and how it's kind of a key aspect of everything that we do. But obviously, this is something that reflects the importance we place on collaboration. And I think that even beyond that, we take the relationship with the client and with the community extremely seriously. We do not do cookie cutter solutions. We do not just drop something down into place. But really, the way we start any project is really going to the site, and not just walking where a stadium or some of the facilities may go, but really experiencing what it's like to be in the community, and enjoying different aspects of the everyday, as well as the match day, and even just kind of some of the mundane, if you will, and really what just kind of is at the heart or the essence of the community. And that's a big part of what we do also with the clients. So we want to understand kind of their goals and their objectives. We know whose project it is, and we feel privileged to be a part of it. But what we're really trying to do is work directly with the client, understand their goals and objectives, understand sort of that relationship between the supporters and the local community, and deliver a unique solution that is tailor-made for that experience, for that community, for that way of life. And we do it a lot, even within the stadium itself. We talk a lot about neighborhoods. So, kind of borrowing or infusing into the stadium itself key aspects of the local environment, and creating these unique fan experiences that happen throughout the stadium that are a reflection of that community. Tying in local businesses, tying in local restaurants and bars and things that just have such an important place in the local environment. Those are the things that we're working really hard, to make a part of that overall stadium and of the facilities experience. But all of that, has to make sense, both from the way that we respond to the team, to the club, to the community. But we also have to make it in a way that it can be executable and something that we can realize, financially for that client. So we kind of pride ourselves on being able to get, sort of the biggest bang for your buck, or really expand the ability to serve our clients by designing these solutions not only where their aspirations lie, but also where they can actually execute upon those aspirations and make a meaningful result.
And with a huge shift of football moving to the States, obviously with the Club World Cup coming up next year and also the World Cup in 2026, can you share some innovative designs or technology that LaBella has implemented in sports venues to enhance the fan experience at football matches?
At LaBella, we combine art and technology to create unforgettable fan experiences and connect with the community. Right now, we're working on a riverfront soccer stadium in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where the entire facade is covered in individually programmable RGB LED lights. These lights, the patterns and the colors can be set to celebrate special events or react to the energy in the crowd, even syncing with the game or the music. So when the fans celebrate, that glorious goal, the stadium glows to match, in sync with the fans and signaling to the city across the river the energy of the game. Something is happening there. Inside the stadium, we're using things like AI-powered digital displays throughout that adjust in real time based on the actual audience, allowing for a full rebranding for different events, and obviously maximizing the sponsorship opportunities for our clients, which in turn makes the project more sustainable in the long term. We're also incorporating things like high-speed Wi-Fi, advanced ticketing systems, and AR and VR features that keep fans connected and engaged, whether they're at the stadium or they're enjoying it from the comfort of their home. What these innovations really do is that they create immersive and personalized experience that really help to build that fan loyalty and boost revenue for our clients.
That honestly sounds incredible. That's something, and it's definitely a first that I've heard of. So I really look forward to seeing that, and hopefully maybe getting the chance to actually see it in person one day.
For sure.
And how does LaBella address the evolving demands of modern football venues, from player facilities to accommodating media and technology advancements?
So modern football stadiums, like theaters and other entertainment venues, they're just as much about what happens behind the scenes as they are about the fan experience. So we design cutting-edge player facilities that focus on performance, like including things like hydrotherapy suites, recovery areas, and even now, data-driven training centers that can optimize athlete performance over time. For media, we incorporate advanced broadcasting technology, 5G, and digital infrastructure to support live streaming and immersive content creation that, as you know, Kayla, has become one of the most relevant outlets today. We also need to make sure that we're designing these buildings for new medium formats. Things are changing all the time, and we really need to ensure venues stay up to date with the latest tech and they keep evolving with the technology, because the innovation never stops. It's not going to wait for us, right? On the operational side, we use smart building technologies to make facilities management more efficient, and also obviously lowering the environmental impact and reducing long-term operational costs for the clients and the operators.
That's amazing. I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for joining today on Soccer X TV. It was such a pleasure to have you guys sit down and actually just discuss everything that LaBella is and does on the pitch and behind the scenes. So thank you so much for joining Soccer X TV today.
Thanks, Kayla, for inviting us.
Thank you.